The next big election is May 4th for nonpartisan municipal and school board races. In the fast-growing city of Frisco, voters will have to decide yes or no on two ballot propositions that have placed the Firefighters Association at odds with council members and the mayor. We're talking about Props A and B, which will impact the city's 250-plus firefighters and could shape the city's fire protection in the future.
We took an oath to do what we felt was right for our citizens and our firemen, and that's what we're doing. So,
Frisco Firefighters Association President Matthew Sapp says after city leaders rejected using meet and confer to set their wages and benefits, their members decided to go directly to the residents.
we got 6,000 signatures from our citizens to put Proposition A and B on the ballot. So, if we have to fight at the political level and take it to the voters, that's just what we're going to do.
If approved by voters May 4th, Prop A would institute civil service protections for firefighters, which would provide set rules for hiring, firing, and promotions and establish a citizens committee. Prop B would provide collective bargaining over pay, benefits, and workplace conditions between firefighters and the city. And if they can't agree, it would go to arbitration. Lockouts and strikes are not allowed under state law.
The concerns for staffing, because we're not running the national staffing standard, we're running about 62 minimum. We should be running about 78 firefighters on duty at any given time. And then our response time's kind of ballooning.
So yeah, I am part of a group, Safety First Frisco, that is leading the charge on the Vote No campaign for this.
Bill Woodard, a Frisco City Council member since 2016, opposes both propositions, along with Mayor Jeff Cheney, the other council members, and the Frisco Chamber of Commerce. Woodard says the city doesn't need collective bargaining in civil service.
Frisco's a target right now. We're the largest city in the state of Texas without civil service and collective bargaining in some form or fashion. So I think that's why we're being targeted right now, and we're growing to be a bigger city, but Frisco doesn't need the big city problems that union brings.
Sapp says this is not an effort to boost salaries and benefits, instead to boost staffing to keep up with the city's growth, which includes the new PGA headquarters resort and golf courses, along with the new Universal Kids Resort, theme park, and hotel.
I think that if you look at the fact that we've been increasing in population, we've been increasing in size and just the scope of what we're building in Frisco, but we haven't added a firefighter in 3 or 4 years, that should give some people concerns.
Sapp says the department needs 36 additional firefighters over a period of time, so they can add a 4th firefighter to each engine and truck on each of the department's 3 shifts. The city says that will cost more than $7.2 million.
So if you have more firefighters, then your response times can be better.
They want more staffing. They say it's inadequate.
Right.
How do you respond to that?
It's not inadequate. We have an ISO 1 rating. Our fire department is certified by the National Accrediting Agency. We're in the top 1% of fire departments nationwide. If we were understaffed, we wouldn't have those accreditations.
On its website, the city says out of the more than 27,000 professional and voluntary fire departments in the U.S., Frisco is one of only 117 agencies to be both internationally accredited and awarded the ISO 1 rating, which the city says helps home and business owners receive lower insurance costs. Woodard acknowledges the city's response times have increased slightly recently. He says the answer is to continue building new fire stations. The city will add 12 firefighters when Fire Station 10 opens near the PGA headquarters in the spring of 2025. Fire Station 11 is being designed now and will open a couple of years later.
So you think the addition of fire stations, which obviously you'll need to hire to staff those, right?
Exactly.
You're saying that is the solution to the response times?
Absolutely, because you put the equipment and the personnel closer to where it needs to be when a call comes in.
You say on your website that this wouldn't necessarily increase costs. It's not going to raise taxes.
Yep.
But I mean, if a city has to staff up, and if a third-party arbitration panel gets to work with firefighters and the city managers, I mean, you are looking at costs going up, right?
Yeah, of course, staffing would cost city money regardless of what department it's in. I think the goal, of course, of us and the hope would be the city is to find a collaborative effort to how that staffing comes to pass.
Woodard says he's worried that if approved, collective bargaining would end up in arbitration and could bust the city's budget.
Then you've got a third-party arbiter who's not going to live in the city of Frisco. He's not going to know anything about the city of Frisco, what we've built or the way we operate. He's going to make a decision, and that decision is binding on everybody at that point. That gives council two choices. If it doesn't fit in the budget, then they either have to raise the taxes or they have to start cutting services in other departments.